Testing the mic out because I always got trouble with it, like I say. Hello. Testing the mic out because I always got trouble with it, like I say. Oh god, it's loud. Hello. Testing the mic out because I always got trouble with it, like I say. Oh god, it's loud. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. How about now? Hello, hello. How about now? Hello, hello. Oh my god, I don't have my mic plugged in. Alright, now, hello, hello, hello. That's why I had my PlayStation headset. There we go. Hello, can you hear me? Testing, 1, 2. There we go. Hello, can you hear me? Testing, 1, 2. Again, testing, testing. Again, testing, testing. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Would You Like to Run an Idle Cafe Part 2. Again, testing, testing. Let's just go ahead and get started. Oops, wait. I messed up. Alright. A few days pass, and the four of us go to the beach once more to film Sweet Shoreline's music video. Ichigo, Ku, and Miyuki change into their swimsuits for max audience appeal. I've seen them in these outfits several times now, but they still make for quite the impression. The red of Miyuki's bikini is striking, whilst Ku's black one-piece contrasts nicely with her pale skin. Ichigo's ruffled bikini is simpler in design but is utterly adorable. It suits her cheerful personality well. Ichigo is usually cheerful at least, but there's something a little off about her today. She smiles while she dances, but the smile doesn't illuminate in her eyes. She looks unusually listless, her steps devoid of the confidence which usually excludes from her. Maybe she's worn out. Juggling university studies, working at the cafe, and this idol business can't be easy. Then there's Sweet Shoreline's dispute with Honey Devil to take into account. I've tried to cheer Ichigo to the best of my abilities, but there are limits. She might be my childhood friend, but I can't make her smile on demand. Ku, for her part, doesn't smile at all. That's nothing new, so it doesn't worry me. But with Ichigo to offset it, their dance routine is decidedly joyless. Miyuki, meanwhile, is still struggling to master the dance steps. She makes numerous mistakes, and while she doesn't trip over her feet this time, she's plainly uncomfortable. The dog walkers and sunbathers who pause, pushing their sunglasses up to gawk, don't help matters. They keep at it for a couple of hours, beneath the scorching sunlight, but their dance routine doesn't improve, no matter how many times they cycle through it. Hisaki and Arena don't stop by to torment us, thank goodness, but they don't really need to. Their caustic comments have already corroded Ichigo's self-confidence. She's lost her spark. Now what are we going to do? Goodness me, this is quite the problem. Ku looks over at the ocean, her fingers linked together behind her back. She's changed out of her swimsuit, following the early termination of our filming session, and now she's clad in the clothes she always wears, a low-cut shirt and a denim skirt. The warm breeze stirs her pale pigtails so the flutter her hair brushes against her bare shoulders, one eye obscured by her long bangs. She sighs. Miyuki and Ichigo are getting worked up. It is all the work of those wicked imps. They have ruined their confidence. Now they cannot perform. If things remain the way they are, we will fail. Did you figure that out after consulting your tarot cards? No, I didn't. I don't need to. Anybody with common sense should be able to predict where this will go, should things continue. It's pretty rich that Ku, of all people, is talking about common sense, given her unusual hobbies. But you're right, I'm worried about this too. You do know how to cheer Miyuki and Ichigo up, Ku. I am sure it is a thorny situation. I wish they did not let the whispers of those wicked imps deter them so, but I do understand their feelings. Miyuki cares about the Seaside Cafe a lot. She's prepared to do everything within her power to save it. It is the earnest passion which spurs her on to push past her limits, but it is a double-edged sword. Give me 1 second. Okay. She has wrapped too much of her self-worth into the success of our upcoming idol group. Now any criticism, no matter what, no matter how slight, will cut her deeply. When Hisaki and Rina mock Miyuki singing and dancing, they are doing more than scorning her talents. They are scorning her ambitions, her dreams, and her value as a person. Miyuki has always been like this. She takes criticism hard then? Sorry, I don't know if it's if I'm getting sick or if it's my allergies. Ku nods. She was the same in high school. She would be upset if she received anything less than a perfect score on her midterm tests. Miyuki holds herself to ridiculously high standards. Those imps may be cruel to her, but she has always been cruel to herself. I'm sure deep down she agrees with everything they say, which gives their insults more weight than they would otherwise poses. Yeah, I figured it as much. I sigh. This is quite the thorny situation. I can't help but wish. Saki and Rina would leave us alone. Those girls, are imps, as Ku called them, have caused nothing but problems since they appeared in our lives. I really can't stand them. They got no right to belittle and harass us, least of all Miyuki, who tries so hard. For such a smart girl, Miyuki's pretty self-destructive, huh? Yeah, indeed. Ku nods again. She is diligent and earnest to the point of injury. It isn't good for her. I've told her this many times, but she refuses to listen to my warnings. She's so stubborn. Ichigo's pretty stubborn, too. Is she like Miyuki? Not really. She's not as neurotic. Ichigo doesn't get caught up in being the best. She doesn't hold herself to impossible standards. She tries, yeah, but if she fails, she doesn't take it to heart. She's the sort of person who can pick herself up when she stumbles. Her optimism is unwavering. I take it she is a firm believer in, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah, that's Ichigo all over. She doesn't get discouraged like Miyuki does, but that's only when she's focusing on her own ambitions. It's a bit different when she's working with other people. She's the type who puts the welfare of others above her own. Bingo. Ichigo gets really hung up about helping people. She takes their burdens on her shoulders and pushes herself to the limit. I'm worried she'll wear herself out if this keeps up. She still has to attend her university classes, and she's working at the cafe on top of everything else. Being teased by Hasaki and Rina must have been the last straw. She's struggling. Poor thing. It seems we were in similar situations, you and I both. You and I. Both of our childhood friends are in a pinch. If left to their own devices, they will continue to torture themselves. So we should try to help them. You thought of a few solutions? I've been mulling over options during our conversations, yes. Do you think we should talk to them? Talking can help, but in this case I fear there is little to discuss. I doubt they would listen. Then what can we do? Don't worry, Naoya. Leave everything to me. It is a bit unorthodox, but I think I've come up with a solution. Half an hour later. So this is your solution? Ku nods. It's generous, isn't it? This should help Miyuki and Ichigo relax, and we won't need to spend any money either. It's very practical. I guess that's true, but I cast my gaze across the shopping street. It's 3 in the afternoon, and though the sky is blue, the wind is balmy. The shops are still open and it's busy, but not overwhelmingly so. The street dotted with housewives and happy families. Ku isn't looking at the housewives or the happy families, though. Her eye is zeroed in instead on a young man manning a table outside the supermarket. He's wearing a shirt with the supermarket's logo emblazoned in front of onto the front, and he's calling out to the crowd, both hands cupped around his mouth. Step right up, everybody. Give the raffle a spin to win big. Spend 500 yen at the supermarket to win a ticket. That's good for a single spin, and there's a whole bunch of prizes to be won. Getting the gold ball will net you a holiday for 4 in Atami. Doesn't that sound enticing? The silver ball will get you a day trip to Paradise Splash. The bronze will get you an electronic face massager. There's a lot of good prizes, so step up and play. There's a wooden hexagon lottery box on the table in front of the man, with a handle on the side to spin it. I've seen the lottery boxes before. They're pretty popular during the summer. Supermarkets and chain stores will often run deals like this. Spend X amount, win a certain number of spins in the lottery. I've taken part in a few of them myself, but I've never won anything more than cheap packets of tissues. I'm not even sure if the gold ball this guy's touting was put inside the box. There's no way of knowing, really. This could all be an elaborate scam, and even if it isn't, there's no guarantee Ku or I would win one of the grand prizes. How is this a solution? It's just gambling. You have to risk big to win big, but we might not win anything. Tisk tisk. Ku toots. Tuts. Now with that attitude, we won't. You need to be more positive, Naoya. If you are too negative, your bad vibes will tarnish my luck. That's just a superstition. No, it is a fact. It has been ordained by the spirits. My victory is as good as assured. You just need to back me up. Do not wallow in doubt. I will not allow it. Be more confident. Ku pokes me in the side with her finger. It doesn't hurt, but it does tickle, and I let out an undigestified squawk. Ku! I twist away from her, my face burning. A few pedestrians are giving us strange looks. The guy manning the lotto box included. He even stopped his spiel to gawp. I don't know about what sound I made exactly, but it can't have been elegant. Can't you keep your hands to yourself? I thought you might like it if I put my hands on you. I'm not opposed to the idea in theory. What guys wouldn't want to be caressed by a cute girl? But there's a time and place. You didn't need to go for my weak spot like that, either. How do you know that I'm ticklish there? Silly Naoya, I know everything about you. From your height, to your favorite food, to your fetishes. But, like, you know about that? Like you know about that. I do know that. I already told you. I know everything about you. You cannot keep any secrets from my watchful eyes. Shouldn't that be I, who only ever has one of them visible? The spirits have told me a good deal about you, Naoya, and what I've gleaned from them is rather shocking. You seem like such a nice, ordinary boy, but the dirty magazines under your bed tell a different story. Since when did you look at those magazines? I didn't. The spirits did. They told me all about your tastes, such as, all right, I'll accept that you can commune with spirits. So will you knock it off? In actuality, I still don't believe in spirits, but it doesn't hurt to be careful. I don't want this girl blabbering about my fetishes while we're in the middle of a semi-busy street. It's not like I'm into anything that weird, but still, this really isn't the time for such talk. Very well. I rather enjoy our banter, but if it perturbs you, I will abstain. In any event, I must focus. I have a prize to win. You're really convinced you're gonna win, huh? Of course. The spirits told me I would. That's some unnecessability, self-confidence, right there. If we cannot be confident about our own abilities, who will? I guess you've got a point there. Though we are talking about gambling here, wooden lotto boxes like this aren't nearly as pernicious as, say, horse racing or phone games, but it's still luck of the draw. You might be able to level up your luck stat in video games, but it is not possible in real life. This is nothing more than a shot in the dark. Hope Ku doesn't get too upset if the spirits choose to desert her. Do you have a ticket for the lottery box? Naturally, I would not come here if I did not. Behold. Ku takes a fistful of tickets from her skirt pocket. I think she must have at least a dozen tickets there. I whistle. That's a lot of spins. My mother shops at the supermarket frequently. She gave all the lottery tickets to me. I thought I should use them while I can. Right. Now I understand why Ku's so confident about her odds. Running the lotto box is still gambling when all's said and done, but she's got so many resources she'll probably win something. What prizes are you going for exactly? A Tommy trip? Ku shakes her head. A Tommy is too far away. Traveling there would be impractical, and it would take too much time. We cannot afford to spend a whole weekend relaxing in hot springs, though. I would like to. I prefer the silver prize instead. The tickets to Paradise Splash? Ku nods again. Do you have any issues with that? No, it's fine. Paradise Splash is a water park in this town. It's pretty modern, and it's got a pretty deep pool, plus a whole bunch of slides. Sorry, I had to get a cough drop. I've never been there before, but Ichigo's talked about it a few times. We've been meaning to go together, but we've never got a chance. Ichigo was too busy with university, and I started to work at the Seaside Cafe. And then this whole idol business cropped up. I think it might be nice to go there, provided Ku's able to net the right ball. Good luck, I guess? It is appreciated, but unnecessary. I do not need luck when I have the spirits on my side. I will roll the lottery box, and I will get the silver ball on my first attempt. Ku rolls up her sleeve. When I look to the future, I see myself relaxing on an inflatable ring in the lazy rapids, while Miyuki thrashes and cries because she cannot swim. That is our destiny. Ku strides forward, her expression set. The man at the lotto box sees her, and smiles. Why, hello there, miss. Did you come to roll the lotto box? Ku nods. Excellent. Do you have a ticket? Ku nods again and thrusts a fistful of tickets across the counter. Is this sufficient, lottery slave? That's more than sufficient, but lottery slave? The man's cheery smile wavers. That's not a nice way to address your elders. How else am I able to address you? I do not know your name. You are so insignificant, the spirits did not bother to grace me with that knowledge. With the knowledge? Well, that's fucked up. I don't know what you mean by spirits, but my name is... That is irrelevant to me. You will always be lottery slave. Oh, okay. Damn, he really just rolled over and accepted that, huh? For such a slight girl, Ku can be pretty imposing. Maybe she really is being backed by the powers of the spirits. So, do you want to claim your rolls? You have 13 tickets, so you can spin the lotto 13 times. Thank you, lottery slave, but just once should suffice. I will win your silver prize, and the four of us will go to Paradise Splash. Ku takes a hold of the lotto box's handle. Her fingers tense about it. Her knuckles stand out beneath her pale skin. A few moments pass in silence. The man looks at Ku. Ku examines the box. Her eyes are sharp like shards of ice. She looks like she's focusing. She inhales, and then she turns the handle. The unseen balls inside the box rattles. They bump into one another, jostling to be let out of their dark prison. Ku spins the box for a few seconds, then halts. A hatch at the bottom of the box opens, and a single ball is deposited onto the tray below. There, see? Ku looks at me from over her shoulder, smiling. I told you that I only needed one spin. My predictions are always accurate. Huh? No way. Did Ku seriously net us tickets to Paradise Splash? That's right. She was so confident about it, too. Like she knew it was going to happen. It was pretty cool, but also kind of creepy. The guy manning the lotto box was really freaked out. I still don't believe in spirits, but it's quite the coincidence that Ku's prediction came true. I'm going to chalk it up to good luck, but doesn't it seem to be a bit too coincidental? I hope she doesn't get it in her head to foretell the end of the world. Then I really might start getting worried. So what do you think? I survey Ichigo over the table. She's just finished cooking dinner, and the table is laden with 2 bowls of cool salmon noodles, plus a whole bunch of side dishes: pickled radishes, cucumber salad, and fried sea beans. Bream. Nothing beats Ichigo's curry as far as I'm concerned, but her other dishes are nothing to scoff at. Do you want to come to Paradise Splash with us this weekend? I know you wanted to go there for a while. I would like to go, yes, but Ichigo picks at her salmon noodles with her chopsticks. For some reason, she doesn't look quite as enthused as I thought she would be. My university will close for summer vacation soon, so I'll have a bit more free time, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done on our idol unit. We still haven't finished shooting our music video, and I think we need to tighten up some of our dance steps. We don't have much longer to boost the Seaside Cafe's popularity before the business folds. We can't afford to slack off. That's pretty big talk, coming from a girl who still can't wake up on time in the mornings. I'm doing my best. Ichigo pouts. I can't help the fact that my body needs a lot of beauty sleep to function. Yes, you do need a lot of sleep, and you haven't been getting enough of it. I can see those dark bags beneath your eyes, though you try to cover them with makeup. Irk. Ichigo pulls a face. I thought you wouldn't notice. I see more than you think. We do live together, and we have been friends for years. You've been acting different this last week. You're so tense and edgy. You're stressing yourself out. I know I am, but I have to. It's our only option. The idol industry's no picnic. It's cutthroat out there. We've got to keep pushing ourselves. I don't think we can become the best of the best. That's not feasible. But I want us to beat Hasaki and Rita at least. I can't afford to lose to them. Your hard work is commendable, but you've been burning the candle at both ends for too long. I think you need to take a break. You can't keep doing this. But the Seaside Cafe will be fine for the present, at least. We've not hit the deadline just yet. We still have some time. Why don't you take this opportunity to relax? If you don't, you'll burn out. You don't want that to happen, do you? Well, Ichigo frowns. I do feel a bit tired, it's true. I'm trying to stay positive, but even I can get discouraged. Maybe I should learn when to calm down. Even top idols like Shirori takes breaks. If Hashiz, if Hashizurora Shirori can rest, then you should be able to too. Nobody can give it their all the time. Ichigo digests my words soundlessly, then nods, her pigtails swishing. Yeah, you're right. I've been taking this idol business seriously, but there's no point tolling this hard if I'll suffer a nervous breakdown. That would make that wouldn't make any of us happy, not Ku or Miyuki, nor our fans, nor you. I don't want to make you worry, and I have wanted to relax, so we can go to Paradise Splash this weekend. I'm sorry, Naoya. I know I'm a dummy, but I'll forget about being an idol in the Seaside Cafe, the Saki and Rita. I'd far rather have fun with you. Aww. With Ichigo convinced, the pair of us eat our dinner companionably. When we've eaten our fill, I take our dishes to the kitchen and do the washing up. Ichigo manages the drying, and between us, we quickly finish the chore. While away the rest of the evening, we watch by watching some quiz show on TV. Ichigo gets very enthused when she watches quiz shows, like she isn't enthused all the time already. And she always shouts out the answers. Her answers are very rarely correct, but that doesn't seem to bother her. She laughs whenever she makes a mistake and says, "Oh well, better luck next time." She looks a lot cheerier than she did earlier today. I think the prospects of going to Paradise Splash have restored some of her prior prep. I hope she'll have a good time this weekend when we actually go there. Time passes, the sun sinks, and the stars come out. It's getting late, a little after 22 o'clock. I bid Ichigo goodnight, then head to my room. I want to know how things went with Ku and Miyuki. Was Ku able to persuade her? Miyuki's even more stubborn than Ichigo is. I'm worried she might have rejected Ku's offer outright. I lay down on my bed with a thump, then take my cell phone from my pocket. I scroll through my contacts list until I find Ku's number. Then I call her up. I press the phone to my ear and wait for a few moments. I'll hear a steady static beeping on the other end of the line. Then, "Hello, Naoya." Ku's voice emits from the phone. It's modulated with static, but it sounds much the same as always. Smooth and regular, without a hint of surprise. Your spirits told me you would be calling soon. Yeah. I rolled my eyes. I'm sure they did. Yes, they did. I am being honest. Please, don't roll your eyes at me. How can you tell? Did the spirits tell you that too? No, they don't need to. You are very predictable. That is all. Right. I should press a shutter. So, did you talk to Miyuki earlier? Are you with her right now? No, I'm at home in my room. Guess that makes sense. It's pretty late. Come to think of it, I've never been to Ku's home before. I wonder what her bedroom is like. Ichigo's bedroom is pink and girly. It's filled with stuffed animals. I can't imagine Ku's tastes run parallel with Ichigo's, though. Knowing Ku, her room will be comprised of black and purples, her bed sheets will be decorated with stars, and she'll have all sorts of random junk on her bedside table. Gothic candlesticks, crystal balls, animal bones, you name it. She might even have an older, rusty torture implement lying around. Ku isn't a wicked witch from a fairy tale, but she totally seems like the sort of girl who drinks out of a skull. Now that's freaky. I think I'm getting distracted, though. I'm sorry for calling you at such a late hour. I hope I'm not disturbing you. It is fine. Do you want to talk about Miyuki? Yeah, I do. How did she react when you told her about her upcoming trip? She was resistant at first. Of course she was. I'm not a psychic, but I wasn't expecting anything less. Did you talk her around eventually? I did. It took a while, though. I told her she had been pushing herself too hard and she ought to relax. I said I was worried about her and I would not want her to make herself unwell. I used the same tactic on Ichigo. She put up a big fight, but she crumbled soon enough. Of course, it goes without saying, Ichigo is very fond of you. It is impossible for her to resist your charms. I don't know if I have that many charms, but thanks. So is everything sorted out on your end? Yes, it is all arranged. We shall meet one another outside Paradise Splash this Saturday, say at 10 o'clock? How does that sound? This sounds great. Thanks for helping me set this up, Ku. It is not possible. Oh, it is no problem. I want to be of use to you. I am every bit as worried about Miyuki and Ichigo as you are. But I am also worried about you too. Me? Yes, you are a kind man, and when your friends suffer, you suffer too. I don't want you to feel bad, so I shall try to safeguard your happiness. You can rely on me. Saturday arrives, and with it, Ichigo and I set off for Paradise Splash. We walk through the main shopping street, the tops of our heads warmed by the sunlight. It's a pleasant summer's ray. The sky is azure with only a handful of clouds. It's bright, but a cool breeze offsets the worst of the heat. Ichigo hums to herself as she walks, the smile on her face bright enough to rival that of the sun. It's a relief to her in such high spirits. I can't help but smile too. You sound like you're in a good mood. Of course I am. We're going to Paradise Splash. How could I not be excited? I've wanted to check it out for ages. I hear they have a bunch of slides and lazy rapids, and their food court is stacked. I want to eat yakisoba until I die. If you die, it might be hard to continue our idle activities. Hee. True. Ichigo grins cowily while toying with a strand of her golden hair. I'll eat until only mostly dead, then. How's that sound? How can you be mostly dead? That's like when you're mostly dead but still a little alive. Don't you know anything, Naoya? I guess not. I smile. I miss seeing Ichigo this perky. She's behaving like her usual self again, a real bundle of energy. I hope Miyuki enjoys our outing too. Speaking of which, hey, look over there. Ichigo points down the shopping street since it's pretty early in the morning. There aren't too many people milling about. I'm about to locate what, or who, rather, she's pointing at with ease. Hey, Ku, Mayuyu. Ichigo dashes over to our friends, her blonde pigtails bouncing cutely. It's good to see you. Oh? Ku turns and fixes Ichigo with a cool, unblinking stare. Ku doesn't smile. She really does. She rarely does. But she seems pleased to see us in that indestructible Ku-like way of hers. Ichigo? She nods her head in greeting, then turns to me. Naoya too? Good morning. Morning, Miyuki-ku. Miyuki-ku, you don't seem surprised to see us. Did the spirits tell you about our encounters? Don't be silly. The spirit would not inform me of something so mundane. She says that, but the other day over the phone, she told me the spirits told her all about my personal preferences, shall we say. Why do the spirits regard that as crucial information? I don't understand the so-called spirits of Kus, not that they exist. I thought I might run into you on the way to Paradise Splashes. This is the quickest route there for all of us. It seems likely it would happen. It is common sense. As if you ever care about common sense. That's Miyuki's job. Yes, indeed. Miyuki folds her arms across her chest. Contrary to Ichigo, who's beaming, and Ku, who seems much the same as usual, Miyuki looks fed up. She is in a bad mood. Is she in a bad mood? I do care about common sense. And common sense dictates that we should not be on our way to Paradise Splash right now. We are wasting a whole day. It would be far more sensible to use this time to practice our dancing or singing, and we still need to film that music video. The end of the month is looming closer, and we have yet to make any significant progress. We are in quite the precarious situation. Oh, Mayuyu, don't be so gloomy. Ichigo pouts. I thought that at first as well. When Naoya told me about this, I raised a whole bunch of objections, but he shot them all down. He told me he cares about us a whole bunch, and he doesn't want to watch us burning out. He and Ku planned this trip to Paradise Splashes so we could relax. This is all for our sakes. We should be grateful for the opportunity to kick back, relax, eat a whole bunch of yakisabi. You're really looking forward to that yakisabi, huh? You know it. It must be nice being so simple-minded. Miyuki exhales. You say we should relax, but how can we? There's still so much we need to do. It seems irresponsible to take time off now. If we wish to succeed, we must work much, much harder. You work hard already, Miyuki. Taking one day off won't kill you. Though if you don't take any days off, it really might kill you. As if. I can push myself far harder than this. I do not doubt that. But if you do, your fortunes will reverse. Would you like me to predict your future, Miyuki? No, it's fine. You don't need to bother. But I want to. That's what friends are for, after all. Now, let me see. Ku reaches into the leather pouch attached to her belt, then extracts one of her trusty tarot cards. She looks at it, then blinks. My, how tragic. What's tragic? Your immediate future should be continued on your current trajectory. Look. Ku flips the card around, showing it to Ichigo, Miyuki, and I. The card in Ku's hand is an ominous one. The word death is embezzled on the top, and an eerie grinning skull is depicted upon it. It is not a favorable outcome. Oh. Miyuki swallows. Her face turns white. She dips her head, brow furrows, and mumbles. Well, it's not like I believe in fortune-telling. It's completely bogus. Just like ghosts and goblins. You picked that card on purpose to psych me out. I would never. Ku slots the card back into its holder, frowning as she does so. I am hurt you would suggest that, Miyuki. I am not trying to manipulate you. I'm trying to help you. Naoya too. And Ichigo. If you cannot believe the card, can you at least believe us? Miyuki's lips pursed into a thin line. She looks between the three of us, her dark hair fluttering about her shoulders. Then she sighs. Alright, I agreed to come with you, so I might as well, though I do not wish to. It would be churlish to refuse now. Yay, you won't regret it, Mayuyu. I'm sure we'll have tons of fun. Let's play until our heart's content. Miyuki snorts. You can play if that's what you want, but I refuse to follow suit. I refuse to shriek and splash about like a small child, or to make a spectacle out of myself. I'm much too mature for that. I don't think you are. 1 hour later. I'm waiting for her to go, yee! Oh my gosh, this is so much fun! I've never been on a slide like this before. I feel like I'm flying. I'm the queen of the world. I don't want this to ever end. Yay! Splash. Water droplets fly up into the air, scattering beneath the sunlight as Miyuki hurtles into the pool. Blarg. Miyuki services spluttering. Her hair is all messy, and it falls over her eyes like pondweed. The shirt she was wearing to preserve her dignity when she sped down the water slide is soaked through. She pulls it off in her disgust. She looks kind of like the one ghost girl from the popular horror movie released a decade ago. The only difference is Miyuki isn't slithering out of a TV screen, and she's wearing a red bikini rather than a white dress. They're talking about The Ring. Miyuki spits a mouthful of chlorinated water into the pool, then brushes her hair behind her ears. I half expected her to complain about getting water in her eyes, but that was so awesome. Miyuki's so wet, even her eyelashes are clumping together. But the smile on her face is so bright, it's positively luminous. I can see her chest having with each excitement inhale of air. heaving with each excitement inhale of air. I'm seeing a whole different side of Miyuki, and we only been here for 10 minutes. Water parks sure are incredible. I can't stop myself from gawping. Naoya, hey, Naoya. Miyuki splashes towards me, scattering water droplets in her wake. Can we go on the slide again? I want to go. Now you're starting to sound like Ichigo. I grin. I thought you said you were going to act sensible during our trip. What made you change your mind? Irk. Miyuki takes a step back. Her cheeks turn red. Has she finally realized how out of character she's acting? I expected her to snap back to her old grumpy self after waspishly declaring that she hasn't been having that much fun after all, but I am acting sensible. Miyuki retorts, her face on fire. My behavior is perfectly normal. There's nothing strange about it. Water slides are so fun. It would be weirder if I wasn't acting like this. I didn't expect her to double down on her excitement. That's pretty cute. I take it you're not a fan of water slides then. Or I take it you're a fan of water slides then. I didn't think that I was, but I've since been converted. If water slides were a religion, I would praise their greatness every hour of the day. Miyuki toys with a strand of her hair. I think she might be nudging the bottom of the pool with her bare foot, though of course I can't see it. I was a bit unsure at first, because the slide looked so steep, and I've never been on anything like that before. But the water feels so nice and cool, there's no friction. I went zoom like I was flying, and then, you went splash? Yeah! Miyuki nods enthusiastically, water droplets flying from her black tresses. I know Miyuki prefers cats to dogs, but she seemingly reminds me of a puppy right now. I went splash, and then I was underwater, and I got some in my eyes and in my mouth, but I didn't even care. It was so much fun. My heart's still racing. Feel it. Miyuki, hey, wait. I tried to protest, but I'm not afforded the opportunity. Miyuki takes hold of my wrist and presses my palm to her chest. I might be standing up to my knees in water, but it isn't enough to cool my head. Miyuki? Miyuki's name escapes my lips in a pain of stutter. I'm glad you like me so much, but I already have a girlfriend. Don't you think this a touch inappropriate? What are you talking about? Miyuki frowns. I only wanted you to feel my heartbeat, dummy. Huh? Oh. I glanced down at my hand. Now that she's mentioned it, it's not resting directly upon her tracts of land, shall we say. It's a little above, and the right close to her collarbone. I guess I got a bit too carried away there. I see. Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry, Miyuki. What are you apologizing for? Miyuki peers at me, her lips pierced. Is something wrong? Are you sure? Your face is very red. It's just the lighting. Sure it is. It literally is. Miyuki brow furrows. I don't understand what's coming over you all of a sudden, Naoya. You're acting very strangely. Stranger than Ku? Well, Miyuki pauses, then she smiles. Maybe not that strange. So about my heart. Miyuki's finger squeezes my wrist even tighter. Can you feel it hammering? I can, yeah. I swallow. It feels like you're pretty excited. Yes, I am. I'm experiencing the sort of sensation you get before taking a difficult test by a notoriously unfair teacher. Is that excitement, or is that plain naked terror? It's definitely excitement. I've always liked taking tests. The more difficult, the better. I used to think that they were fun. You have a very strange definition of fun. Maybe. Miyuki smiles, takes on a bashful edge. Her cheeks turn pink. But I'm having more fun today than I've ever did at school, even during midterms. Going down the slide was exhilarating. It really opened my eyes. I spent so much of my childhood studying, I didn't go out with my classmates. I didn't go out to birthdays or sleepovers, and I've never been to a pool before. I thought I was happy being a recluse. I had Ku, at least, so I wasn't alone. but there's a lot I missed out on. I feel like I'm finally catching up, playing catch up. Maybe that's why this is so exciting. Maybe, yeah. It's funny though. Miyuki tilts her head to one side, her dark hair curling against her exposed collarbone. It's been a while since I went down that slide. The excitement should have wore off, but my heart is still pounding. Could it be drunk? Could it be drunk on the atmosphere? But maybe, yeah. My voice cracks, embarrassing. I glance away. I can feel the rhythm of Miyuki's heart beneath my fingertips. It's beating erratically. Just like my own. When I inhale, I can smell the water on Miyuki's skin. It glistens. She really does look good. Doesn't she know what effect she's having on me? Miyuki might get good grades, but when it comes to male-female relationship, she's completely clueless. It's adorable in a way, but I'm afraid it's also doing a number on my own heart. Oh well, I don't understand it, but it's not an unpleasant feeling. I'm sure I'll cherish this day for a long while, but I want to make a lot more memories first. Won't you accompany me on the slide again? Do you really need me to be there with you? Yes, I do. I don't want to queue by myself, and I think I'm going down the slide is even more fun with you. I don't know why, but I find it easier to smile in your company. You relax me. I wonder if it's because you're so unamusing. Isn't that a fancy way of saying I'm plain? Maybe you are, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm plain too, after all. You're not plain, Miyuki. You're very pretty. Most people would consider you out of my league. I'm sure people would get jealous if they see a girl like you with a guy like me. You're really okay with that? But if you're really okay with that, I wouldn't mind accompanying you. Now, would you please let go of my wrist? Oh. Miyuki blinks. Has she only just realized she's still holding me? Sorry, Naoya. Blushing, she relinquishes her hold on me, and not a moment too soon. If things had kept up like that, I think the poor nose would start bleeding. Then I would have collapsed face first into the pool and drowned. Maybe the death card Ku drew earlier wasn't meant for Miyuki, but for me. For a guy surrounded by pretty women every day, I think I'm surprisingly unfortunate. Now let's go. Grinning, Miyuki grips my hand. She intertwines our fingers together and pulls me forward, kicking up water around us. I'm going to make the most of this day, just like Ichigo told me. I'm having a blast, and it's all thanks to you. I'm so glad I came here. And so. Whee! Yay, I'm having so much fun. Ah! Splash. Woo, it feels even better when you put your hands up. I'm going so fast I can't stop. I don't want to stop. Splash. Oh my god, again. Aha, I could do this all day. Why'd I never do this before? I finally feel like I'm living. Splash. An hour later. I thought she was still going to be going. Phew. I leave Miyuki queuing up for the water slide for the umpteenth time, then mender about Paradise Splash. I'm glad Miyuki is having such a good time. But there's a lot more to see in the water park than all the slides. It might be nice to float in the lazy rapids that are inflatable. I approach the pool full of clear crystal water. It's full of people bobbing along like apples, tanning in the sun which filters through the glass ceiling. The sunlight dapples the water so it sparkles. The lazy rapids are lined with fake palm trees whose leaves sway in the breeze from the air conditioning. There are less screaming kids here than there were queuing up for the water slides. It really does look like paradise. Ah, this is the life. And Ku, judging by the sound of it, shares my opinion. She drifts past me in the lazy rapids, resting in an inflatable ring, her slender legs hanging over the edge of the ring, as do her arms. Her eyes are closed, and upon her lips she's wearing a small smile. Hey, Ku. I waded into the rapids to join her, then paused by her side. The water is the lazy rapid laps at me as I stand there, cool and soothing against my flushed skin. There's a bit of current but it's not particularly strong. Hanging around here feels quite nice, actually. Oh, Naoya. Ku inclines her head in my direction, though she still doesn't open her eyes. Are you having fun? It's pretty nice here, yeah. I think Miyuki's enjoying herself more than I am, though. Was she able to overcome her prejudices against having fun? Yeah, it only takes one trip down the water slide to change her mind. She started acting like a giddy little kid. I've never seen her so excitable. Hee hee. Ku laughs. Miyuki is like that. She pretends to be cool and mature, but she wears her emotions on her sleeve. She feels things deeply, angrily, sadness, and happiness. When she's enjoying herself, she goes all out. It's cute. You sure know Miyuki well, huh? Of course. We've known one another for over a decade. The spirits don't need to tell me her secrets. I know them already. All of them? All of them. Ku nods. I know that she is bad at cooking, and that she hates green peppers, and that she loves cats. I also know her ticklish spot, and what her favorite pair of underwear looks like, and her 3 sizes. Would you like me to impart some of my knowledge with you? What? Oh, no. Crap, my face is starting to turn red again. I thought I'd managed to wade out of the proverbial water, but apparently not. There's never a moment of peace with these girls, not even in the lazy rapids. Miyuki involuntarily made my heart race, so I can't be too hard on her, but Ku's being provocative on purpose. She's so sly. Let's not talk about underwear right now. Why not? Ku tilts her head at Askins. We are all in swimsuits, and they are not so dissimilar to underwear. In fact, Miyuki's swimsuit is even skimpier than her preferred undergarments. She is a good, pure girl, so she usually wears... I don't need to know that. I interrupt Ku before she can deliver a fatal blow. If you really are Miyuki's friend, you should think twice before spilling all her secrets. She'd be upset if she found out we were talking about her. She would act upset, yes, but I doubt she would really mind. She does like you a lot, Naoya. And I like her too, a lot too. But that's irrelevant. I'm not with Miyuki right now. I'm with you. Ah, I see. Ku nods. And how have you been? Are you enjoying yourself? Ku nods. It is a bit too bright for my liking, but I can always close my eyes. It is nice to imagine that I am a piece of driftwood floating in the ocean. Or maybe a corpse. Jeez, the water's not cold, but I stutter all the time. I shudder all the time. All the same. Why does it always circle back to death with you? Because it is an inseparable part of life. Life begets death. It continues in a spiral. It's like an Ouroboros. And, I'm sorry, what? An Ouroboros. The snake that eats its own tail. It is eternal. Right. I'm beginning to regret approaching Ku. I was a fool to try and wring anything remotely normal from her. She might have arranged this trip, but her nature remains a mystery as mysterious as ever. If this were a fantasy RPG, she'd probably make for a good witch. Well, it looks like you're having fun, so I'll leave you to it. Enjoy playing dead or whatever you were doing until I interrupted. Thank you, I shall. Ku closes her eyes, then leans back down against her inflatable ring. She shifts the plastic cool against her bared back and sighs. Oh, this is so nice. I wish I could stay like this inert forever. When this day ends, I must toil anew. But one day I shall transcend to a state of perpetual peace such like this. It is inevitable. Nobody can escape the finite nature of their own existence. Yeah, I really don't know how to respond to that. I think for the time being, I should keep my distance from the corpse bride here. Ku's way of relaxing and mine are not in the same ballpark. They are not even in the same hemisphere. Or the same planet. Ku's definitely unique, but that's probably for the best. I don't think the world would be able to function if everybody worshipped one of the altars of congestions like she does. My fun day with Ku and Ichigo and Miyuki at Paradise Splash soon comes to a close. The four of us leave the water slides, the lazy rapids, and the food court behind us, and dry ourselves off in the locker rooms. We change into our casual clothes and walk back home along the seafronts. The hour is wearing on, and the sun is beginning to set. The sky, once blue, is now dyed pink and orange and yellow, like a fruit cocktail. The wave laps against the sand, breaking themselves into foam, and lukewarm wind blows. The beach looks so pretty, we decided to take a detour along the golden sands. A few gulls call ahead, overhead. They swoop along at the airwaves. They duck to skim the surface of the water. Are they fishing for their dinner? Ichigo and I should probably get home soon. Start cooking our own dinner. I played so much today, I didn't have time to eat more than a few morsels. For now, however, I'm fine standing here. The breeze runs into its invisible fingers through my hair, and I shiver. My limbs are aching from swimming dozens of laps in the pool. I feel fatigued, but it's a pleasant sort of fatigue. One brought out not from stress or overwork, but by enjoying myself. It's been a while since I felt so content. Today sure was a blast. Ichigo echoes my sentiments with a sigh. She extends her arms above her head, stretching them and smiles. I sure am glad you let me talk you into the strip, Naoya. I really needed it. I didn't realize how tired I was until I had a chance to get some R&R. I feel like a total new woman now. All that yakisabi has revived me. How much yakisabi did you eat? Miyuki shoots Ichigo a perturbed look. You spent the majority of the day in the food court. Whenever I looked at you, you were eating. Guilty as charged. Ichigo makes a peace sign with both hands, her tongue poking out. She kind of looks like the mascot girl from the popular chain of confectionery stores when she does that. I did play around a little. I had to burn off those extra calories. But, well, you know how it is. Yakisabi's so good it's hard to resist. I could hear you calling me from all the way across the water park. It was desperate to be eaten. And who am I to resist? I'm not made of stone. I can agree on that point, at least. Miyuki sighs. By this point, I would say your body is comprised of about 60% yakisabi. Only 60%? That seems like an understatement. I wouldn't mind if I was made of yakisabi from head to foot. They say you were what you eat, and yakisabi is super yummy. That would be like heaven. It sounds like hell. Miyuki shudders. You'd be all sticky and you'd go rancid in the summer. Would you sweat pure grease? I don't know. It might be fun to find out, though. Your idea of fun is as bizarre as ever. Hey, don't get on my case. Ichigo pouts. When you think of summer, you think of food, right? Yakisabi and ice cream and shaved ice are must have. I can't just not eat when there's so much good food up for grabs. I'm a growing girl. You'll grow a lot if you keep eating like that, like you did. Then it's only a matter of time until Ku reaches in her trusty tarot card holder, extracts a card, she flips over and presents it to the three of us. Death. Yep, that's about what I expected. The card Ku's holding is the one she pulled out of Miyuki earlier, when we were on our way to Paradise Splash. The creepy skull emblazoned on the card is starting to feel quite familiar. I've made this card acquaintances so many times, perhaps I should give it a name. Skeletor. Might be good, but it's a bit too cliche. Maybe something like Charlie would be better. You always seem to draw that card, hee. Do you not have any other cards in your deck? I do, but they rarely apply. Well, Ku pauses. She slots the death card back into her card holder. Goodbye, Charlie. You shall be missed. And reaches for a second card. Ku's long fingers move deftly, like those of an expert weaver's. She takes the card, then pulls it free, spinning it for our per usual. This card is a bit less familiar than its morbid counterpart. It depicts a dirty, barefooted man wearing rags, holding a bindle over his shoulder. Bindle. Beneath this detail illustrates the words "the fool" are embezzled, or emblazoned. This one also fits, I think. Huh? You should go Pounce. Are you calling me foolish? Your behavior sometimes certainly, but I do not see death in your immediate future. Do not worry. I think our chances of death have collectively gone down by 25%, owing to today's excursions. 25%, huh? That's quite a lot. It's kind of random, too. Where's Ku drawing all these percentages from? I doubt there's any scientific way to calculate the exact day of your death, not that Ku's ever shown an interest in science. Did the spirits tell you about that, too? Ku nods. We had a good time and we let off steam. That should serve us all well. With our energy store replenished, we can do anything. Yay, go us. Ku slots the Fool's Tarot card back into her pack, then punches her fist in the air. It's a very weak gesture for limper than the yakisoba noodles Ichigo shoveled into her mouth earlier, but it gets the point across. Ku might be a pessimist, but she's hoping for the best. It's quite sweet, really. As unarguably strange as she is, Ku really does care about us. She wants us to be happy. I think even her devious talks about death is a manifestation of her concern over our well-being. I have sometimes wondered if she has a heart, but not now I know she must. Go west indeed. I ruffled the top of Ku's head with one hand. Thank you for sorting this trip out, Ku. I feel much better now, and I'm sure it will pay dividends in the future. You really helped us out. What? Oh, no. Ku glances away, uncharacteristically shy. Her cheeks, which are normally bone white, flush pale with pink beneath the setting sun. It was nothing, really. If you wish to thank anybody, you should thank the spirits. They are the ones who helped me with this trip. Were it not for their power, I would be nothing. I'm not that special, really. Sorry, but I have to disagree with you there. I grin, relishing Ku's reticence, and ruffle her head a bit harder. You're definitely special in more ways than one. Coming here was your ideal, so you deserve every last bit of thanks. I'm very grateful. Me too. We never would have gone to Paradise Splash if it wasn't for you, and I never would have eaten all that yummy yakisoba. I nommed on so much delicious food I had like a spiritual awakening. I'm not the same Suki Ichigo I used to be. That yakisoba helped me unlock a bunch of skills now, so now I'm OP. I can face down any dungeon boss like this and clear any quest. The world can throw what it likes at me. I'll take it head on. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah. Now, what she's babbling about? Maybe she ate so much it had a negative impact on her brain. I still don't think eating all that yakisoba was a good idea. But I confess I had a good time too. I was not acting quite like my usual self. It must have been the chlorine in the water, but, well, after some consideration, I believe this trip was a worthwhile one. Thank you, Ku, for talking me into it. If it weren't for your persistence, I would not have come here. I was so entrenched in work, I failed to realize it was having an ill effect upon my health, both the mental and the physical. I think you need to talk me to relaxing from time to time so I don't work myself into an early grave. I am aware of that possibility, yes. I have drawn the death card many times while telling your fortune. I do not want you to get hurt, so I will continue to stay by your side. You are my dear friend, Miyuki, and I care about you. I care about all of you, because you are all my dear friends. Well, isn't that a coincidence? Grinning, Ichigo throws an arm around Ku's shoulder. I feel exactly the same way. Now, why don't we get out of here, show Saki and Reno the true power of our friendship. We'll prove to them that we are the real cafe idols around here. What do you say, Miyu? Are you ready to give it all you give it your all? Do you even need to ask? Miyuki smiles thinly. Her eyes look cool and hard, full to the brim with determination. I will resume my training with due diligence and strive to become number one. My desire to save the Seaside Cafe has not wavered in the slightest. In fact, it has grown even stronger. That being said, I think I have learned a lesson. What? I was pushing myself to the point of suffering. I believe that our patrons must realize this. That's why my singing and dancing failed to excite them, despite my best efforts. If I'm not having fun, neither will the people watching me. From now on, I'm going to try and enjoy myself while performing. I don't think it should be too hard. After all, Miyuki looks between the three of us, Ku, Ichigo, and I. She smiles bashfully, digging her right foot into the sand, then says, "I'll be with the three of you." Yay. And that's where we're going to call it. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I appreciate everybody that will stop by. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. We'll most likely be going live with Cutting Lone Wolf tonight for another round of Dying Light. So I'll see you then. I must bid you all adieu, goodbye, and good night for now.